Yeah, around like 18, I was diagnosed with my Lyme disease. And very quickly after my diagnosis, it became like treatment. So the first part of my treatment looked like 100 pills a day. It looked like powders, it looked like potions. I had just schedules filled of like when I'm taking, X, Y, and Z. I was on like 8 to 10 different antibiotics, and they still, after about 8 months of doing that, didn't like the results they were getting. And of course, like I'm feeling worse and worse. I'm throwing up every day. I can't move. And I'm like, okay, I guess we're gonna take this treatment even further. And so that's when they started my IV antibiotics, and I had a surgical procedure to get a port in, and I infused 6 hours a day, 5 days a week. And by that point, I was so numb. I did not have the capacity to process this the way I needed to process this. And so I looked for affirmation like anywhere else but God, because God was the last person I wanted to turn to. So it became like, I literally would load up on like Advils and different pain relievers, which I couldn't take, like I wasn't supposed to take them, and like 30 supplements just so I could go to a bar with my friends for like an hour and then at least numb, like drink, find affirmation in men, like whatever I needed to do. And then I'd go home and I'd like be in so much pain from doing all those things I wasn't supposed to do. I'd fall asleep and I couldn't get out of bed for another 4 days. And like that was just my reality, and that's what I felt like I needed to do. And at that point, like looking towards God felt like horrifying. And you reach this point where you're so far from a person you ever imagined yourself being, like in a bad way. So I'm acting in a way that I never thought I'd act. I'm doing things that I never thought I'd do. I'm saying things that I never thought I'd say. And at this point, I'm like so empty. And I'm like, even if I'm supposed to go back to God, I can't. Like, how am I supposed to? I am so far from being like this perfect Christian that I was in high school and all this stuff. Like, I can't go back to God. And then of course that propels you even deeper into like your sin patterns and your sin beliefs. So I was just attacked. Like I felt that was true spiritual warfare. The devil was coming for my soul. Like I was so unhappy. I didn't really smile. I didn't sing. I didn't dance around the house. Like I was just inundated with medical stuff and then the devil trying to come for me. And that's all, like, that was my life. And I just felt this heaviness that only sin can bring you, and only this sin cycle can bring you, of just like, you feel like there is no hope. And that's like where I was, both physically, but also spiritually, because I'm like, I can't turn to God, I need to clean myself up. But I couldn't clean myself up because I was so far from God. So it was this like horrible little paradox I had going on.